Hey, my name is Josh. Thank you so much for joining the Step Over podcast. As I record this, we're just a few days out from Atlético Ottawa's 2023 home opener against Halifax Wanderers. The weather's fantastic right now. Soccer's back. Feels like Christmas. For this episode, we have a very special guest, Atlético Ottawa CEO Fernando López. Took some time out of his busy schedule to join us. Really looking forward to sharing that with you. I also want to share, I have a season preview piece up on apartment613.ca. Apartment 613 is one of my favorite sites. Been writing for them for a long time. And if there's any website that can prove that Ottawa is not boring, despite what your friends in Barrhaven and Orleans and Canada think, show them Apartment 613. They always have the lowdown on everything that's happening in Ottawa. And there's always so much to do in the city. In the preview, I look at players to watch, kind of expectations for this season, the new playoff format, which I've said it before, this 5-team format where some teams will play like 4 games. The top teams will play 2. It's stupid, but I've come around on it. I think it's going to make for some really interesting soccer by the end of the season. It's obviously going to keep more teams engaged, more fan bases engaged, even more important, really. And because the playoff format is such a crapshoot, I think it's actually going to put more value on the regular season and who wins that. More prestige. Obviously, there's a trophy coming. We talked to Fernando López about that. We won the trophy last year. We don't know what it looks like, but we did win it. So, and yeah, I think that the sort of Mickey Mouse-ness of the playoffs this year is going to emphasize the validity of who comes out on top in the regular season. And really, traditionally, that is how you should be anointing the winner of the league for the year. So whoever tops the table at the end of the season, they do get a trophy now, and they get that CONCACAF Champions League spot, qualifying for some international footy action. If Atlético Ottawa can qualify for that, it'd be really exciting. So the piece is called Coming for the Throne. I'm hoping for a storyline where Atlético really properly challenges Ford FC's position as preeminent club in the league. You know, nobody likes Forge, but credit where it's due. They have been the most successful club in the CPL's history. I do think Atlético Ottawa's roster is properly upgraded from last season. There's some gaps, but every team has those. I think rosters league-wide have really improved this year, but I think Ottawa is well positioned to take another run and maybe repeat as regular season champions. And it would be great to just really crush Forge. That would just be so satisfying. Knock them off that throne. So I encourage you to have a look at that preview piece. And next up is Atlético Ottawa's CEO, Fernando López. We're here with Fernando López, Chief Executive Officer for Atlético Ottawa. Fernando, thanks for joining. My first question, how was the winter for you? Did you spend it back in Madrid, or did you tough it out here in Ottawa?
No, I spent it here in Ottawa for the second consecutive year. And I have to say that this winter has been a little bit tougher than last year. I shoveled a lot of snow, more than last year. And also, I became dad in December. So,
congratulations!
Yeah, I think I'm almost Canadian now. I'm at least 50%. I'm Canadian.
I think we can count you honorary now. I think we can. So we won the league last season, but still no trophy. So unless I'm mistaken, Commissioner Mark Noonan said there'd be a new trophy awarded to the regular season champions, the true champions. Any word yet from the league about when we'll see that hardware that we won?
No, and it's funny that you said that because we got a meeting with him, I think like about a month ago, and I asked him and I said, hey, maybe the home opener would be a good occasion, to present this trophy and to give us the trophy honor, last year. And I know that the league is working on it. Hopefully, they are going to give it to us very soon. Not on the home opener. I know that it's on the works, and they are working hard to present a decent and a good trophy for the regular season champions from now on. So we're just being patient.
Is there any word on if it's going to be a trophy or like the playoff champion gets the microwave plate? So we're not going to get any other kitchen utensils or anything.
No, we beg for this time not to be a fork, not to be a knife, and just a nice trophy. And I think that they agree with us and with all of us, all the teams. And I think this time is going to be a trophy. But until I see it, I cannot confirm anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So the team obviously spent preseason in Spain, a lot of time at Atletico de Madrid facilities, preseason matches against some Spanish opponents. Would you consider it a successful preseason? And do you think the team is fully prepared heading into the regular season?
Yeah, preseason is always challenging in a times of making a proper assessment because I would not like to measure if we did a good or bad preseason on the results that we have on the friendly games because the team is training hard. Mostly they are doing 2 training sessions per day, so they feel heavy. It's hard when you feel heavy, to run and try to win games when you're on preparation, for the competition that is ahead. So I like to base my comments on more than feelings and sensations, and I think that the feelings overall are good. I got good feedback from the coaches. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there for the entire preseason. I visited them, and I was there when we play against Real Madrid B team and against I think it was like an SB team, and I like them. I think that we were organized. Even if I remember for one game it was like 24, 25 degrees. It was really hot, and the turf was hot, and that was a good challenge for us. But overall, I think we got good feelings. I honestly think that we improved the team from last year. We eliminate some of the concerns that were there last year until the very end with the under 21 minutes. I think this year we did a good homework and we improved on that too. So I'm very confident. It's true that all the teams, improve as well as the league continues to progress. Every team is willing to grow, is trying to improve their roster. But I think we have one advantage, which is that Carlos, came here right for the season, right for the preseason this year. He has the knowledge and the experience of all last year, and I think that's a great advantage for us. And together with the core of players that we kept and the new ones coming in, we're still missing a few additions, but I'm confident and happy with what we have seen. This last weekend, we play against Montreal reserve team on the last friendly before the season starts, and we won 6-1. On the same game last year, we won 2-0. So if you wanted to make a comparison there, it's obvious to see the difference. So overall, it's happy again. Probably we're going to face the first game with a lot of nervous, with a lot of excitement, but with the same enthusiasm that we did it last year, and hopefully we're expecting to bring more silverware to the nation's capital.
Last year in the off season there was some anxiety amongst the fans just because it took a while to officially name a new head coach, which obviously ended up being Carlos Gonzalez. Does that make a big difference, kind of having him for the preseason? And
yeah, definitely. I think when you're building your team and you have your coach, right beside you, it's very important that when you are building your team, just thinking, what we're going to need or how we're going to play or what positions we need, to reinforce. Having Carlos, every day, consulting, and seeing how he wanted to play next year, what players, he feel like we need to improve or provide better quality or in what positions. I think that has been a key element. Also, why, we are taking so long to complete the roster because, we are trying to raise the bar. We are trying to elevate the level of the team, and bringing quality players is always tough. We are not willing to sign, players just to complete the roster. Carlos, as everyone knows, and so do we. We are very demanding, and I think we set the bar very high last year, and now everyone is feeling that pressure, to keep the same results and that momentum that ended up with the final here in Ottawa, and we are trying to repeat the same this year.
Yeah, that actually leads to my next question. Last I checked, there's 20 players listed on the roster on the Atlético Ottawa website. It doesn't sound like the roster is set in stone. yet. So, like, what kind of changes can fans expect to see made in the next few weeks to months?
Well, I think that the transfer window closes on April 24th. So we are trying to bring at least two more players. We have five internationals on the roster right now. We have two more spots available. And I think we are aiming to complete the roster, whether it's on this transfer window or on the next one, which starts on July 5th. It's true that sometimes it's tricky because worldwide, soccer is not anymore something that we play in Canada or in different countries. With the transfer windows on different timelines, it's difficult to bring the players that you want because sometimes they are under contract, or sometimes their ask is not comparable to what the league can offer right now. But I think we are on a very good position. Again, I think we have a solid team, and these are just going to be key additions on certain positions in order to strengthen more the roster and have more depth. In order to prevent ourselves on injury situations and minutes accumulation, and those type of scenarios that throughout the year we know that they are going to happen.
An expanded partnership was announced with Ottawa South United. So their PLSQ sides, as well as the reserve men's side, they're going to be playing under the OSU Atletico banner. So it seems like it really seems like a way to solidify a pathway to the professional ranks for local men's players. Would you mind talking a little bit about how that agreement came about?
Well, I think that OSU has been there for us, as well as many of the powered by clubs since the first day. I remember in 2020, when we put our first foot in Canada, we went right to isolation, and for 3 months we were in lockdown since I think it was March something until June that we start playing or training in reduced groups. And we did that in Jordan Elms because it was the only place that was offered to us and that it was open to the public to practice. So we really felt their support, when their closeness to us in order to build something together from the get-go. And there has been always conversations with them throughout all these years, and how we can cooperate and elevate our relationship, because it's good to have Atlético Ottawa, but we really need to connect with the community, with all these minor soccer clubs. Because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to do it much. Last year, we started to do it. And I think we have 11 affiliated clubs through this Powered by program. We signed players from OSU in the past through our development contracts, but we're going to go further. And it's true that right now the soccer ecosystem that exists in Canada, there are no CPL teams that have a proper reserve team, or teams in League One that now is being created throughout different regions. And for us, it was like a natural partner, just to go and explore with them this team, and create a clear connection, with our first team, when we can move players, to practices between this team and the first team, where we can put players that we see that they have the potential, that we can keep on track on them and see how they progress, and when they can do the jump to our first team. We learned about what happened last year with the under 21 minutes, so we wanted to get the next under 21 players ready, so we don't have to look elsewhere for those players. We can have them here in Ottawa, because there is a lot of talent. There are a lot of players. It's just that, we haven't been able to work with them. And I think this will provide an opportunity for many of those players that they see their career ended up at that level, or playing just for fun, for recreational, even if it's competitive. But this is definitely a door for many of these players to, be close to the professional soccer team of the city. And hopefully we can bring many players into our team.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of synergy there. Like on the announcement, it said that Atletico Ottawa is gonna kind of help identify some players for the OSU side. A lot of OSU players play with Carlton. Obviously, Carlton's coach Kwesi Loney, assistant coach for Atletico Ottawa. Is there like a goal for the team to develop some more local players and eventually maybe have more of those players with the top club?
Yeah, definitely. Seems like we are connecting the dots in the right way. And that this is part of a big strategy, and I always say that the mandate of the club, as much as possible, is to develop and detect talents from our region. I think Ontario, and specifically Gatineau and in Ottawa, is a very rich region with more than 12,000 players in our system. It's just that for whatever reason, there wasn't a clear pathway, or disconnections before. But we are here to explore all those connections. One of the reasons why we brought Kwesi in is because of that. We wanted to be close to the university team. We know that there is a competitive side there as well, and there are players there, so we want to be connected with them and offer them, why not, U.S. sports opportunity. That we are able to do so through our team in the CPL, and as well with the minor soccer clubs. Now we are doing this with OSU, and the intention is bring as many players from our region as possible into our first team. I think that way, our fans and also our club can be even more identified with the community, and it's all part of the same reason, make our community proud of what our club is doing. If next year we can have three of these players, with a contract in the first team, I would be very happy, because that would mean that we are doing things in the right direction, and hopefully in the next year we can have I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 players in the starting 11 coming from the region and from these programs. I think that would be the dream, and that would make our club very successful.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I did mention that the agreement solidifies the path to pro, like a path to pro, for men's players in the region. I know you've heard of the Project 8 plan, with the Women's Pro League in the works for Canada. The Atletico brand has women's teams in other countries. Is that something that Atletico is having a look at, and maybe starting a team for a future women's league?
Yeah, I think, why not? Atletico has been always a team that is, very supported with the women's. I think we have one of the most successful women's team in Europe with Atletico de Madrid's women's team, and that's something that definitely we want to explore here. Once we have a club a little bit more structured. This is going to be our 4th season, but on reality, this is going to be only our 2nd year, because half of them we spent in the pandemic. So we literally, I think that we did a miracle last year. We put all our engines at the maximum and tried to obtain the most from everyone, and we won the regular season, and that was a great success for all of us. But I think first we need to try to continue building the foundations of Atlético Ottawa men's team, and create this structure from the first team and the men's side. And this is not disrespect to the women's side. We also have a development program, and our intention is to start working with the girls from the region this year on a weekly basis, so we can start promoting our program and our values as well. And why not? I think I'm sure that one day will come where we are more structured, we have more resources, and we are more prepared, not only as a club, as a league, as a country, and we can have a women's team in Ottawa. I think that would be great.
Okay. And my last question, you tweeted recently that season seat sales are up 30%. Can you talk a little bit about the response you've received from fans, and what lessons have you learned about this marketplace?
Well, I learned a lot, I have to say, since I came here in 2020. And the first thing, it was not underestimate or estimate the market, because I think that has a lot of potential. It's true that I'm coming from a world that soccer is completely different. We have a waiting list of I would say 10,000 people in Atlético de Madrid to be season seat holders in our parent club. And I remember when I came here that I was discussing with Jeff, hey, how we're going to promote ticket sales. And I came to the stadium the first time. Oh, 24,000. Well, this is not 70,000 as we have in Madrid, but oh my God, it's going to look very good. 25,000 people all together watching soccer. And I remember Jeff looked at me and he said, Fernando, we're not going to have more than 4,000, 6,000 people watching soccer. And I said, this is a joke. Are you kidding me? No, it's true. And I said, look at the stadium, it's 24,000. No, we are not there yet. We need to, try to promote soccer, grow soccer, and sell tickets. And I said, what do you mean sell tickets? And it's true. That's the first thing that I learned, that here you don't buy a ticket. You need to sell a ticket for people to come and watch games. So it's been a process for myself, the first one, but I think we did things right, and I think we are seeing it already on the ticket sales, and I'm very happy about seeing the growth. I think that by far last year, and I visited almost every stadium in the CPL. TD Place was unbelievable. The ambience that not only on the W section but across the board, what we created here really drive the team to win games and to achieve the final. I think having 15,000 fans on the final here, I've been told that never happened before in Ottawa. It was one game, I think, against the Cosmos that it was like 14,000 or something, but it was amazing seeing on October 30th 15,000 people here watching soccer. After what people told me in 2020, it's like a dream come true. And I think this is just, starting. I think with the national teams, after what we did in the World Cup, and I say what we did because I'm supporting Canada now, like a fan too. I think that this is only going to get better. And I feel like we are connecting with the community. We are connecting with the fans. We are trying to improve, the services to the people in the stadium. We are having a lot of meetings on how we can, build a better experience for all of you guys in the stands. So you don't watch only a soccer or a good soccer game, but there are things happening in the stadium where fans can be engaged, and we offer like a show to all of you. We're spending a lot of time and resources to that, and I think that we saw this off season, and hopefully we can repeat good numbers this year, because we need everyone's support, not only to be successful on the field but also off the field, to continue building the club in the right way.
Well, as of the day that we're recording, the forecast looks fantastic for the home opener. So fingers crossed for a really, really good crowd. And best of luck to you and Atlético Ottawa for the season.
Thank you so much, Josh. And I hope to see you there, and hopefully we can celebrate together very soon.
I hope you enjoyed that chat with Fernando López, CEO of Atlético Ottawa. I had a lot more questions for him, but time constraints, couldn't ask everything. The question I was most excited to ask him about was about Project 8. Personally, I was glad to hear that it wasn't a straight up no, and actually maybe some excitement there at maybe getting involved in that league. But with the timeline of a league starting in 2025, it's great to see sponsors sign up, big time sponsors. But we are going to have to see a few more teams announce that they're going to be a part of it. So far, it's just the Whitecaps and Calgary Foothills. And I thought it was interesting, Fernando kind of alluding to, I think Atlético Madrid wants the Ottawa project, the Ottawa club, to be fairly self-sustaining. I think when Atlético Madrid was announced as the owners, I think fans kind of dreamt like, oh, we're getting a blank check, we're going to win the league every year. I don't think that's the case. Obviously, Ottawa's got the best preseason facilities over in Madrid every year. And that's sort of like the treat that the players get, I think, for joining Ottawa. I think Madrid wants it well run, but not to be a number in the red when they're looking at their budgets. So as we get closer to the 2025 start date for the Project 8 League, I think Atlético Ottawa is easily the most well-positioned potential organization to run a women's side. But that's going to require some additional investment from Madrid that the team in Ottawa can't make on its own. So if fans want to see an Atlético Ottawa women's professional side, let the team know. Let Madrid know. Any way you can. Ottawa needs to be a part of that league. I can tell you I'm going to sign up for season tickets the moment an Ottawa team's ever announced. And yeah, make sure the people with the money know that it's a worthwhile investment. So that's going to do it for this episode, though. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you have a moment, please like, subscribe, leave a review if that's possible on the platform that you're listening to this on. For this episode, though, my name is Josh. We'll see you.